Alright, what's up everyone? It's James Preston
and Graeme Tennant
from SA Crypto for another edition of Market Analysis. And it's been a while, our apologies, 3-week hiatus because I'm in the middle of writing a book about blockchain and how blockchain can be used in the corporate setting, in the business world. So some idealists may not like that idea, but I've had a lot of queries from your business people asking, hey, can we use blockchain in our business? So I address a lot of the hype and some of the technicalities as well. So been stuck in writing mode, but we need to do a market analysis. So Graeme, you know what? You may as well just take us straight into what's happening. In the 3 weeks that we haven't done a recording, just tell us what has happened and how that is building up towards what could happen.
Sure. So it looks like in the 3 weeks that we've been off air, the market's been waiting for us, obviously, to release our market report. So that's we can then see some action.
We're getting popular. We're getting that popular.
100%. So yeah, look, since we last chatted, we haven't seen very much. The market's moved sideways. It's been quite choppy in the trading. From hour to hour, it's almost looked like the market wants to move up, then it wants to move down. So it's been quite schizophrenic, a little bit bipolar the last 3 weeks. But still plenty to chat about, so I'm keen to dive into it.
Okay, well, let's have a look. I mean, we're currently at $8,150 per Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So, are we still in bull territory?
Yes, we are. I still firmly believe that we are in bull territory. Like we've discussed previously, this is obviously on a daily time frame, so we can see the bigger picture here. But if we zoom in on this, on these more recent times, as we've covered previously, we broke out of this resistance zone quite a while back, around the 4,200 mark, strongly with really good power. And then we were worried about obviously this large resistance zone, which was starting at 6,000, and we powered straight through that. And once we blew through that level, we thought, 10,000 could be on the cards, 15,000, we could have another rampage like we did in 2017. And since then, that's really the last 3 weeks when we kind of moved sideways. We'll zoom in a little bit on that portion there to kind of get an idea about where the market might be going from here.
All right, we'll take us through it.
Cool. So let's zoom in on a closer time frame. Let's go back to the 4 hour first, actually. So what was interesting here is that originally we looked like we were setting up a flag or a pennant pattern here, which would have been bullish, and that would have seen us move comfortably past the 10,000 mark region. But that never really materialized. So we looked to draw trend lines in various different capacities when we're doing technical analysis. And a trend line is simply the joining of various high points or low points. So if you have a line that joins a number of different highs, that is what we would call a resistance trend line, and vice versa, that would be a support trend line. And what we can see in this case is that we've got almost a convergence of price, a squeezing of price action, and that obviously that drop in volatility means that power is almost being stored, and then we expect an impulsive move up or down.
And so in this case, was that the impulsive breakout
100%.
of it? Eh?
That was the impulsive breakout, but it disappointed because it didn't materialize in further upside. So this is a continuation pattern. So
which you spoke of in our last episode, yes. I remember.
And very, very basically, the rule of thumb for here we would call this a flag pattern. So this would be our flag pole. Let me just bring that back here. So that would be the distance that the price traveled to get into that flag pattern, and then we can expect the same happening coming out of that pattern. So it would be a projection of that flag pole to the upside. And this is being very broad, but that would have taken us to the 11,000 type of region.
Right.
So we did get an impulsive break out of the flag initially, but then we cooled off quite quickly.
Yeah.
So it didn't materialize to the extent that I was originally hoping or anticipating. But yeah, that's okay, and that happens in trading sometimes. And now we've gone into this period of time where the price has moved in quite a choppy fashion. But one thing to have to notice here is that we did move into an ascending wedge at this at this point in time here, which would have been your signal to get out or to at least be more cautious. Now,
so you're connecting that with the very bottom wick there, hey?
Yeah.
Sorry for the poor guy that sold his Bitcoin at that price.
You have to wonder, was that a fat finger mistake, or I'm not exactly sure what happened. Yeah.
So you're drawing it from that wick. That's interesting.
Yeah. So that would be your bottommost price there, and this is more of a rising wedge pattern, and that's a bearish pattern. And then we did break out of that rising wedge, and that would have been your signal. Once we broke below that line there, that would be your signal to sell, or to at least downweight your long position.
Okay.
On Bitcoin. So and now we've moved obviously down out of that structure, and now what I was looking for here is this orange zone, because that was the zone that we had highlighted earlier as a strong resistance zone on the way up, and this is a level where there was a lot of buying or selling action, and it acts like a magnet for the market. So you almost expect the price to be drawn down into that area at some stage, and so far we've avoided that. But particularly around about between the 4th to the 10th of this month, it looked like there was a good chance that we were going to test that. And there was a bit of a messy head and shoulders pattern, which I'll also point out to you. So these are the mixed signals that we've been getting from the market the last little while. So that would be your head and shoulders. And you can see that was really the critical area there. So that was on the 9th. So had we broken below that line, then there would have been a really good chance we would have come down and tested this area here, which would have been your $6,500 area.
Right.
But that hasn't happened again. So now the most recent twist in the tail has been these now higher highs and higher lows, where it looks like we've avoided that fall below that 7,500 level, and now we're looking more bullish again. So this has been the different signals we've been getting from the market.
And what are you looking for now?
Sure. So now, look, this is looking quite bullish. If you look at this in isolation, this little area here, okay, very basically what we're getting here is higher lows, okay? So if we just circle those for the sake of visualizing this, there would be a low, that's a low, another low.
Right.
I need to practice my circle drawing, okay? But
it's not exactly Photoshop, so it's okay.
But we can see that the overall trend is moving upwards, okay? And the same on the tops. Let's get a different color pen here. I'll just make them blue. So that's a higher top, higher top. This one was kind of the same, okay? But now here we've got a clear higher high up on that side. So this in isolation is looking pretty bullish now. I am still aware that we do have a significant level to the downside that I have been expecting to test for some time. But this kind of price action is saying, well, look, we want to actually move higher from here. And we've broken out of this rising wedge. We've had a bit of a fall down. Now we've bottomed out. We're starting to see some bullish buying come back into the market. So overall, I'm still pretty bullish. And if we zoom out even further and we get the bigger picture that we looked at the beginning, this is still a bullish picture. And if we're avoiding a head and shoulders pattern actually materializing, then my bias is to the upside for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you had the Bitcoin dominance chart set up for
Yes.
us. What's the reason for that? What do you want to show us here?
So the Bitcoin dominance chart is great because it gives you an overview about where Bitcoin is sitting compared to the rest of the altcoin market. So without drilling down into detail on each individual altcoin, this gives us a broad picture about where we're at. Because some of them are looking quite attractive, but again, while we're in this choppy phase, the altcoins generally are also in that kind of choppy phase. So there's nothing really standing out. But one thing I did want to point out is that Bitcoin did go on a big run versus the rest of the market, starting at the mid of April, halfway through April. But that run seems to be over now. Okay, so and the altcoins did take quite a bit of market share back. So to give you an idea, here we moved from 51% dominance all the way up to 60% dominance.
Wow.
So it's almost a 10% dominance move. Okay, so that just says to you that over that period of time, Bitcoin,
you want to stay out of alts.
You want to stay out of alts. You want to hold your Bitcoin, but it now looks like that trend is over. And look, it's again now 50-50 about where we're going to go to from here. Maybe a slight bias to the downside. So that would say look at your alts now. But again, no clear indication of any directional move on this chart for now. But definitely want to keep an eye on.
Okay, so I mean, people are starting to talk about the altcoins, certainly, and reminiscing about the alt season of 2015,
Absolutely.
the alt season of 2017,
Yeah.
starting to see similarities.
Yeah.
For you, are you seeing the same type of similarities?
Look, the altcoins are interesting because obviously they're exciting because they're so much more volatile than
Yeah.
Bitcoin. And if you get it right, you're going to really do well. The problem with altcoin season is it just lasts for such a short period of time. So unless you're in the game at the right moment, at the right time, you miss that train pretty quickly, and you don't want to be on the wrong side when the altcoin market has some pain. So it's a difficult one. I'm not diving into alts holistically. I'm looking to pick them individually. Litecoin is one that we could have a look at. It's done really well, so I'd be looking to buy Litecoin in a pullback because that looks really strong. Ripple's been under a lot of pressure. That just hasn't got out of first gear compared to some of the others.
So you reckon it could? From a technical perspective, you reckon it could?
Ripple can
do amazing things.
When it goes, nothing goes like Ripple when it goes.
True.
But I'm not brave enough right now to be holding a large position in Ripple, waiting for that one day when it really shoots the lights out. So I'm staying away from Ripple, but I do like Ethereum, I do like Litecoin. Those are the ones I'm going to be sticking to for now.
All right. Well, there we go. Graeme, thanks so much.
Cool. Thanks,
we
James.
appreciate it. Thanks for this edition of Market Analysis. Graeme and myself are very likely going to be down at Crypto Fest. It's happening in Cape Town, being hosted by Bitcoin Events, the same people that bring you Blockchain Africa every year. And we're going to be talking about trading in general. I'm going to be talking about the influence of media in trading and specifically in the cryptocurrency markets. And it's very likely that Graeme is going to be on a panel, still negotiating your presence there, but hoping that all goes well. So join us, Crypto Fest. You can check it out on Twitter or go to Google Bitcoin Events and you should be able to find their website. We'll give you all the details when they have their full speaker list announced. So we'll catch you in the next episode. Until then, happy trading.
Cheers, guys. See you then.